Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another comic review. I have a brand new comic book that was just out this week from a company that technically just launched this week in terms of this is their first title ever. So I've got great things to say about this thus far, so I'll get into it in a second. The reason I have my Batman accoutrements there is because this character, Dragonfly Man, or Dragonfly as he's called on this side, is a Batman analog. So I'll show you that in a second here. So that's why hence my Batman characters there. So this is from Ahoy Comics, again a brand new company, and this specific issue written by Tom Peyer, Jamal Igle, I think it is. And in the back they talk about people who are starting the company, and apparently these people are people who've worked in the comic industry, DC or Marvel, not huge big names that I would recognize necessarily, but definitely people who got some credit working on some titles and whatnot. So it's not just complete and total amateurs or whatever starting a new company. Not that there's anything wrong with that. This is where they're coming from. I did mention this a little bit in the Aloha Hour the other night with Mike S. Miller and John Malin, and at least John Malin was saying that he recognized some of the names. So these are people from the industry that started this. As Mike S. Miller said, I don't know how long they'll last, unfortunately, because the industry's really stacked against brand new companies popping into the scene like that. I hope they do, because I like this issue so far, and they got some other titles they're releasing, so we'll see. But anyway, this story, The Wrong Earth, I'll give you the premise. I mentioned it in a live stream the other night if you caught that, but I'll go a little bit deeper here. It's about these two different Earths. So this is the same character, but these are two different versions of him, like an Earth 1, Earth 2 kind of idea, you know, different universes of him. And basically, they switch places. Throughout the course of the story, something happens and they switch places in each other's universe. The interesting thing about this is that Dragonfly Man here is the analog of the Adam West Batman, so Batman 66, as you see him here with Stinger, his sidekick, who's basically Robin, caught in a death trap here by a Riddler analog who's called Number 1. So pure Adam West style there. The other side here, so Dragonfly Man here, the other universe is just Dragonfly as he goes by. And this is more of the Frank Miller style, even the Ben Affleck Batman who's willing to torture and kill villains. Much darker universe where the villains are darker, the police hate Dragonfly, they're after him as well, whereas in the Adam West one, of course, the police work with him and hail him as a hero. So you have these two characters, I won't show you too much more there, but these two characters switching places. So just imagine what it would be like for the Adam West Batman to enter into that Frank Miller universe, or the Frank Miller Batman, the Ben Affleck style Batman too, entering into the Batman 66 universe. Now, that's about as far as this issue goes. It sets up that premise, and it sets it up well. I'm not spoiling anything because that's pretty much what's billed as. I don't know what they're going to do with it, where they're going to go from there. They might take it in dark places I don't like, but just thus far, I'm highly impressed with the premise. I'm impressed with the execution so far, and I'm looking forward to see where the story arc goes. The art is great. The art is brilliant, as I showed. The art style there, the same artist, but able to capture those two different styles. That very dark, it's not exactly like Frank Miller because the art style is actually decent. Oh, I didn't say that. But anyway, you know, you got that darker universe there, but clearly the bright, vividly colored Adam West universe there as well. So I recommend this. The cool thing about Ahoy Comics too, with this first issue, is they say in the little note at the end there, these are some titles to come, but they're going to reserve some pages at the back of each issue to do a couple different things with. So they've got a little mini story about Stinger, about Dragonfly Man's sidekick there, which is a pretty cool little story, and that's obviously drawn and written by somebody different. They have interviews with some of the people, so this is an interview with the artist on this issue. And then they have prose stories, which is just fascinating to have in a comic book, more like a pulp fiction issue or something. And as you can see, by Grant Morrison. And oh my goodness, does Grant Morrison need to stick to comics, because his prose fiction is, whew. Listen to this, just listen to that prose style. I mean, seriously, break up your sentences, dude. Work on some flow. Danger ahead, Grandhund Hordet. The glinting reflection of the oncoming threat captured in his pupils resembled a discarded cameo brooch, frozen into the glazed skating rink of those narrowed, gray, and gimletish eyes that shone as ice floes do on a cold Tuesday in the Arctic Circle after an argument. I have to read that paragraph like 5 times just to make out what the heck he's talking about, because this it's like 2 sentences. I mean, seriously, dude, come on, work on some prose stylings. And then it continues to go through. There could be no doubt that there was a man who relished immediate prospect of danger in all its myriad hydra-faced forms. That much was clear as the controls of the Douglas Devastator spit sparks and caught fire in an unyielding grip, seemingly oblivious to the obvious and present jeopardy that was even now consuming the cabin of his trusty fighter aircraft. HUD was focusing. I mean, just he uses a lot of alliteration, which can be catchy in titles and in slogans, but it's not good for prose where you trip up on it. Not written to be read easily, that's for sure. I couldn't even get through it, honestly. People know from my live streams, I'm not an across-the-board Grant Morrison fan by any means. When he's good, he's amazing, but I'm not somebody that just likes absolutely everything he does, because I think he misses the mark quite a bit with some stuff. Anyway, that's a completely different issue, but it's kind of cool that a big name like his is involved with his title, so pretty cool. Ahoy Comics, I wish them the best. I hope this run works out of Dragonfly of the Wrong Earth. I hope this story ends up being pretty cool after you establish this premise. I like the characterizations thus far, so I recommend this. Ask your comic shop to order you Ahoy Comics. I'm sure you could find it. I haven't tried on Midtown Comics or places online, but I'm sure you can find it there as well if your comic shop doesn't carry these things, but definitely check it out. So that's all for this one. I do have more reviews in the pipeline coming forth. Of course, exclusive videos for my patrons, as I've mentioned before. The link to that is in the description at the end of the video. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter to get heads up about live streams and everything like that. I appreciate everybody's support, everybody for whatever level you can do, whether it's supporting Patreon or just watching the videos, sharing them, whatever. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking part. And until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the hero stories you love. Thanks for watching.